श्रीमत्क्षीरतरङ्गिणी तटगते पुण्ये विरिञ्चेः पुरे नित्यं सन्निहितं किला कलयितुं क्षीराभिषेकादरं श्रीगारुत्मतवल्लिकासहचरं मार्गे सहायं नृणां श्रीमद्दीक्षितविप्रदैवतवरं सञ्चिन्तये शङ्करं परतत्त्वलीनमनसे प्रणमद्भवबन्धमोचनायाशु प्रकटितपरतत्त्वाय प्रणतिं कुर्मः सदाशिवेन्द्राय. My dear listeners, in this video, I am going to tell you about how the Advaita Vedantic writings of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra, one of the Acharyas of giant personal stature in Shankara Bhagavatpada's tradition, were respected by a highly venerated saint of our Sampradaya, Sri Sadashivendra Saraswati, who is popularly known as Sri Sadasiva Brahmendra. Dikshitendra was a Tamil Smarta Brahmana who lived in Tamil Nadu in the 16th century CE. Brahmendra was a Telugu Smarta Brahmana who lived in Tamil Nadu in the early 18th century CE. The former is celebrated as one of the greatest saints among the Grihastha Brahmanas. The latter is celebrated as one of the greatest saints among the Sannyasins. Although we are familiar with Dikshitendra as a master in every Shastra, as a Bhagavad Bhakta par excellence, and as an Agnihotri, not many of us know that he was also steeped in the practice of Ashtanga Yoga. Sadashiva Brahmendra is hailed as one of the last genuine representatives of the school of Raja Yogins that flourished in southern India. Dikshitendra has been touching us in the 21st century as he has been warming and inspiring the multitudes since the 16th. One among these multitudes who were inspired by Dikshitendra was the Brahmagnani Sri Sadashiva Brahmendra. Let us have a look at Brahmendra's fondness for some of the works of Dikshitendra in Advaita Vedanta. Since the time of Shankara Bhagavatpada's disappearance, there have been two predominant and different understandings of his Brahma Sutra Bhashyam among the Advaita Vedantins. One, that of the great Sri Vachaspati Mishra, known as the Bhamati Prasthanam, and number two, that of Sri Padmapadacharya and Prakashatman, known as the Vivarana Prasthanam. Drawing on his expertise as a scholar of Advaita Vedanta, Dikshitendra took up the task of writing a treatise which sheds light on the doctrinal differences among the different schools of thought in Advaita Vedanta. The result of this task is the compilation of the celebrated work named as Shastra Siddhanta Lesha Sangraha. Dikshitendra was justly famed for his outstandingly helpful exposition of the chief points of doctrinal differences among the different schools of thought in Advaita Vedanta. This ideal guide and a wonderful introduction to the philosophy of Advaita Vedanta has become a standard part of training the students of our Sampradaya. Charaka Samhita, an ancient Ayurvedic treatise, says that Sage Atreya puts forth advice to students to choose the right kind of textbook to study a Shastra. He says that one of the hallmarks of a Shastric text is Sumahad Yashasvi Dhira Purusha Sevitatvam. So this is the meaning of it. Sumahad Yashasvi Dhira Purushaihi Sevitam. Sumahad Yashasvi Dhira Purusha Sevitam. The word Sevitam means Ashritam or Upabhuktam, something that is preferred or something that is being used. Sevitam by who? By Sumahad Yashasvi Dhira Purushaihi. By men who are Sumahad Yashasvi Dhira Purushaha. Sumahantascha Yashasvinascha Dhirascha te Purushaha. Sumahad Yashasvi Dhira Purushaha. Men who are Sumahans, Yashasvins and Dhiras. Sumahantah Purushaha means Nitaram Vruddhaha or Shastre Kritabhuri Parishramaha, men of giant personal stature in a Shastra, or those who have worked very hard in a particular Shastra. The word Yashasvin of Purushaha means Tattachastradhyetradhyapakeshu khyatimapannaha, those who have achieved fame among those who study and teach a particular Shastra. The word Dhira of Purushaha means Tattachastre Nishtayutaha, those who have got perfection in a particular Shastra. When it comes to Advaita Vedanta, Sri Sadasiva Brahmendra was a sage who was a Sumahat Purusha, a Yashasvi Purusha, and a Dhira Purusha. So this description of a Shastra Grantha should find its meaning in the works of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra like Shastra Siddhanta Lesha Sangraha. Siddhanta Lesha Sangraha so attracted the notice and gained the appreciation of many saints and scholars. Inspired by this eloquent work of Dikshitendra, Brahmendra has transformed it into the form of poetry which gives pleasure and joy to the heart. And this work of Brahmendra is known as Siddhanta Kalpavalli. Says Brahmendra in the beginning of Siddhanta Kalpavalli, Siddhanta Lesha Sangraha Varnitanana Matavadhanaya Hridyairaham Katipayaihi Padyais Sandarbhayami Kritimetam. सिद्धांतलेश संग्रह वर्णित नाना मतावधानाय अहम एतां कृतिं कतिपयैः हृदयैः पद्यैः संदर्भयामि. अहम एतां कृतिं संदर्भयामि. I compose this work. How does Brahmendra says he writes this work? Katipayaihi hridyaihi padyaihi. By using a few shlokas that are pleasant. What is the purpose of writing this work? Siddhanta Lesha Sangraha Varnitanana Matavadhanaya, to have a better understanding of the different schools of thought described in the Siddhanta Lesha Sangraha. Students of Advaita Vedanta who study Siddhanta Lesha Sangraha will find relish in this short work of Brahmendra when they happen to read it. I conclude this video by presenting a verse of Sri Sachidananda Shivabhinama Nrisimha Bharati Swamigal in praise of Brahmendra, and another verse of Shri Bhattoji Dikshita in praise of Dikshitendra. Siddhanta Kalpavalli Mukhakriti Kartre Kapali Bhakti Krite Karatala Mukti Phalaya Pranatim Kurmas Sadashivendraya. I offer obeisance to Shri Sadashivendra, who is the compiler of works like Siddhanta Kalpavalli, who was devoted to Kapali or Lord Shiva, who is adorned with skulls and who has the fruit of Mukti in his palm. Appayya Dikshitendran Ashesha Vidya Guruna Ham Vande Yatkriti Bodha Bodhau Vidvada Vidvad Vibhajakopadhi. I praise Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra, who is a preceptor in all branches of learning. Those who have a mastery of his works and those who don't get designated as Vidwans and as Avidwans respectively. Here I conclude. Hara Namah Parvati Pataye Hara Hara Mahadeva.